One final time for 2023. What a year it's been. Thank you to our top three riders, respectively, that are with us here for the press conference. On the WSX side, Dean Wilson, Joey Savatgy, and the man who's defended the world crown. Congratulations, Ken Roczen. On the SX2 side of our table here, Luke Clout, Shane McElrath, and your new SX2 world champion, Max Anstie. How about a round of applause, firstly, to the riders. Ken, can I come to you? We will open the floor to the media at the conclusion of this. We'll bounce through some answers. We have some lovely youngsters here with us too, so let's be mindful that we've got some aspiring potential future champions with us in the room this evening. Ken, congratulations. You began the weekend with a slight points deficit. What a turnaround here at Marble.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be tough. With these races, like, you just never know what's going to happen, you know. You saw it in Abu Dhabi, so I by no means came here taking it lightly. But having said that, we made the absolute most out of it. We had a little bit of adversity to fight through because I really had some clutch problems yesterday and today, and then went with a completely different setup into the heat race. So it took me a little bit of time to get used to. And my clutch pull was actually so stiff I could literally barely pull it. So it was tough, but nonetheless, once the gate drops, you know, it doesn't really matter what you have on the bike, you just got to go. And I was able to slice and dice my way through and was able to win the first couple. And in the last one, I chopped the throttle on the start turn because it's just not been fun these first couple of turns, you know. So I just played it safe, and I was really buried really far in the pack, and ultimately, the race, I was kind of surprised when the checkered flag came out, but that's just what happens when you're in race mode. Like, I wasn't really paying attention to how many laps we have done. So, yeah, in the end, I'm just glad that I was able to get it done.
A world crown is pretty special. You get to keep the number one. Give us a sense of what that means to you.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially going back to back, I don't think I've ever actually stayed, besides maybe in the 450 class here, but in general, I've never really stayed in a class long enough to be able to actually defend a title, so this is my first.
How do you feel in terms of just the cachet of riders that you were up against this year? Perhaps give us a sense of what the 2023 one means.
No, yeah, it means a lot. I mean, ultimately, I just hope we can get some more racing going, like more races, right? But, yeah. These guys are getting faster and faster, and you see what happens when you're buried in the pack. Like, I can't really just make my way to the front with the snap of a finger, so it's tough.
Congratulations. Can we come now to Max? You, in a pre-event interview, got to see the gold medal. Now you have it. What does that mean?
Oh, I've been dreaming a long time to have one of these. I mean, I know we're only on 85s, but the first time I raced Ken in 2007 in Bulgaria, I was second in the thing there, and then I've spent years and years and years in GPs, and I was third, and then last year being second in the championship. Man, it's one of those where I've wanted one of these gold medals for a long time, so it was very cool. It was. Yeah, showing me the medal before I'd actually got the job done the other day, I went back and called my wife, and I'm like, man, if I was superstitious, I feel like that might have not been the best thing. But it's one of those where I executed, and I was actually more nervous yesterday for the Oz races, because I knew tonight meant a lot to me, so I didn't want to mess it up yesterday. Today I just kind of felt like I was riding like clockwork. I just executed. I mean, the only thing I kind of fluffed up was the start in the first main. My start device came out as I went over the gate. But apart from that, yeah, my starts were on point. I mean, the team done a great job, because even talking to, about Kenny's issues with the clutch, Marty said on Tuesday, we were riding at a track close to here at Dean's friend's house, and he goes, I've got a new clutch for you to try. And I was like, oh, I don't really want to try anything. Like, my bike's good. We put it in, and I was like, all right, yeah, this is good. And we managed to run with it, and man, my starts were dialed tonight. And with these short races, it's so intense. As far as I'm concerned, we had 3 rounds. Yes, each main event counted for points, so that's 9 for me. That's like racing East Coast Supercross in the US. I knew I had to execute each main, and I'm pleased with tonight to be able to put a stamp on it and come away with a win. And this gold medal.
I'm glad you've used that word, execute. It's been a common theme in some of your answers this weekend. And if you look at it holistically, what you did here last night, tonight, and then even finishing the final race with the win and the fastest lap, I mean, just tick.
Yeah, no, exactly. I said to my wife the other day, she didn't know the difference between a whip and a scrub, and I said, right, if I win, I'm going to do a whip. So she knew what that was. Trying to put some style on it. But yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, 2-3 years ago, I mean, not even that long, 2022, halfway through the year, didn't have a ride, didn't know what was going on, was racing 450s, and Yariv and Marty, I know I'd come back to it, but you know, my career's been opened up again. I'm 30 years old, but man, I feel like I'm 17 again in Supercross. I love Supercross. My brain is constantly thinking about, you know, how to go faster, how to go better in the whoops, and you know, I want to keep this momentum going, and I'm proud of my team. Yariv, the whole crew have done a great job, and man, it's nice. I want to keep this momentum going into next year's US Supercross and then be back again for Worlds.
Before we move to the riders that flank the champions respectively, can we get a sense of what this means for the UK and for motocross, supercross in the UK and so on?
Well, I mean, I really wanted to make I wanted to make a statement with this. You know, my old agent, Jamie Dobb, I've said it before, he was the last British World Champion in 2001, and he liked to tell me that. And I know that was outdoors. I don't care, this FIM World Championship thing, whether it's Supercross or MXGP, it's still gold, and I'm a British World Champion. So for me, you know, coming from the UK, Supercross feels so far away, and you know, I went 1-1 at the Motocross of Nations in 2017, and you know, not that no one cared, but it was just like, it just got brushed over, and you go to the Motocross of Nations year after in Assen, and the King of Holland is there. In England, motocross is not a big sport. It's literally viewed as hooligans or whatever. You know, it's not viewed as being professional, and I want to try to change that. And you know, I want the kids in the UK to think, right, you know, maybe one day we can be racing this World Championship, World Supercross Championship, and get to this level. So I don't know. I know I've got to go back to England next week for the FIM Awards. It's quite fitting. So hopefully the media crew here can get me on some TV over there, and I can actually push it a little bit, so that'll be handy.
Great outlook, great outlook. Joey, can we come to you? A report card, how you feel at the end of the night here and at the end of the championship, knowing where you were coming into the Melbourne weekend.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, coming into it in the press conference, I mean, I know I was leading the points, but I mean, I knew Ken was the favorite, and you know, rightfully so. I mean, what's there to say? I mean, the guy's good, you know. So I knew I had my work cut out for me, and you know, honestly, I think what I'm bummed about the most is just that one, I didn't really execute as well as I needed to. I didn't put myself up front, which I knew I needed to do if I wanted any chance to beat Ken. And I mean, even if I did that, it was going to be tough, you know. But that was something that I was well aware of coming into it. And number two, it's just, I don't mind getting beat, you know, and I haven't seen it on video, but for me, it was one of those situations where if I don't try to maybe fade wide and block Kenny in the first turn, you know, he's going to be on my inside in the next corner. So I'm kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation per se. And, you know, I kind of went out there to block him, and I didn't have time to react. A red bike came flying across. Is what it felt like. Like I said, I don't want to speak without watching it, but it felt like a red bike just came flying across from the inside. And yeah, you know, it's unfortunate. I don't mind losing, especially to someone like Ken, as respectable as he is. It's just unfortunate that you know, the circumstances fell the way they did. That's all.
We're big believers in the sport of teaching young kids about the powers of resilience and so on. How do you bounce from this and look ahead to 2024?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot to look forward to. You know, I'm not gonna race AMA this year. They've decided to not let me down, but I'm full focus to 24 MX. For me, it's a chance. It's one last chance to kind of rewrite my ending to a lights career that you know, was at the end of the day my fault for not doing my job when I needed to in 2017. But I do feel like I'm in good shape, and you know, I have, between now and the first round, I have a lot of time, and I know my plate will be full, but you know, there's never been a time in my career where I've felt more hungry and just really want to have an opportunity, and I really want to capitalize on being able to rewrite the ending of my 250 career and try to win the outdoor title. I think anything other than that is, I'd be lying if I said that's not the goal. So anything shy of that's going to be a disappointment. But obviously, I know that's going to be a tall task. But I believe with the team around me that I'm going to, and the amount of time that I have, it should be feasible.
Go well with that, and thank you for what you brought to the table in WSX this year.
Thank you.
Dean, can we move to you? What a weekend for the team. I know it's third in the end for you, but I mean, on balance, I mean, the team has had a remarkable weekend, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been a good couple of days for sure. Very exhausting 3 days. I'm kind of glad it's over in a way, but nonetheless, it was a very good couple of days. Yesterday was good. Got the championship, Australia championship, which was good, and then today was pretty good. I'm really proud of my riding. I feel like my riding was pretty good. Just my starts were terrible, and then I was lined up next to Kenny and Joey, and like I had this massive hole in front of me, and it's probably not really even an excuse because they just kept getting me every time. So I had to come through and made some good passes, and to get third overall. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean, it could have been better, but we survived the weekend. I've had a lot of fun doing this and traveling the world and racing dirt bikes and hanging with some pretty cool people, and had a lot of fun.
What's in store for 2024?
I don't know yet. I think I might maybe give it another crack in America, maybe one last year, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, kind of got a little thinking to do, but I think I'm in a good spot mentally, and we'll probably just keep it going.
Cool. Can we just clarify that? Did you say one final year? What was your answer there?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to, you know, you could have your final year, but then things could start going really well, and, you know, maybe just randomly win a race, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to keep going. So, you know, hey, I'm doing what pays the baby, you know, puts baby food on the table. So if things are going good and I get some massive contract, then we'll keep going, you know. But I don't know. It's been a good. It'll be 15 years next year for me. It's a lot of time. I've had a lot of injuries, a lot of knee injuries, and I like where I'm at right now. Like I'm happy, but yeah, I don't know. Just the body takes a lot of you know, a lot of beating. So, but we'll see how it goes.
We hope the character never changes. We love that. Do you want to add something here?
I had a question for Dean. You said you hung out with some pretty cool people. Could you name like one or two cool and who's not on the list?
Who's not on the list? We all know who's not on the list.
Very good, very good. Shane, can we come to you? There was a points deficit, obviously, coming into the weekend. The number one plate goes. How do you feel on balance about Melbourne? We've loved having you here, but it's tinged with a memory now, isn't it? So
yeah, I mean it's good and bad. I mean, obviously it's disappointing that I wasn't able to back it up, but at the same time, like between Abu Dhabi and tonight, it's like, dude, I fought as hard as I could with what I had, and Max was just dialed in. Like you said, it was like clockwork, and I mean, him riding yesterday and then him riding today, it's like, dude, I've had probably my best qualifying today that I've really ever had, and just felt good. And I'm like, I'm riding aggressive, and Max was just a little better each time. So it's a lot of fun. I love the competition, and yeah, it sucks to lose. Like none of us like getting beat, but I'm happy with my effort. And I mean, leaving here, it's like I love Australia, and it's yeah. I can't really say much. It's just so many things happen that were really kind of out of my control, and yeah, I kept fighting the best that I could, and the second and third main, I didn't have any brakes from the first one. Like we kept changing rear brake stuff, and I don't know if anybody's seen, but like the plywood took us out when we were trying to get back to work on the bike. The wheel wouldn't roll, and so like the bike slid out and took my brother and I both out. And so it bent my front brake lever in that. Well, then we bent it back, and then my front brake didn't work. So we didn't find that out because we were messing with the rear brake, and so it's just funny. Like I'm happy with my effort, and proud of Max. Like it's been a lot of fun racing. Even all these guys, like they're all such good riders, and to get to race and battle and bang bars, and it's like the competition is just so much fun. So, yeah, I'm as happy as I can be.
Can we tempt you back down under at some point in time, do you think?
I'm sorry?
If you've enjoyed Australia, will we tempt you back down under at some point?
Oh yeah, I mean, as long as we're here next year, I'm here. So, yeah, I like it.
Good stuff. Luke, to you. What a weekend. Who's breached the boss?
Get him out of here.
Breached the rules.
Get him out of here ASAP.
Can we escort him out?
All right, we've got the phone corrected. Luke, can we give you your rightful moment here in the limelight now? Hey, what a weekend here in Melbourne for you. You must have lots of good things to savour about this one.
Yeah, look, this weekend was, it's unbelievable for me. Yesterday started off awesome. Getting that first win in a long time. It's been a couple of years for me, and I just kind of carried that confidence to today.
Was there a secret in that? Where did that,
I don't know. I just wanted to beat Dean, I suppose.
You got to swap bikes more often.
Yeah, I might have to do that, but
It might be that. What's this mustache thing? That might be it too.
Yeah, I might have
The Ron Burgundy's
I might have to-
repping this weekend.
dude, it's November. I've been growing this thing for about 6 months. So. But I don't know. I honestly just, yesterday definitely helped, and jumping on the 250 for pretty much the first time since Abu Dhabi. I don't know. I just kind of clicked with it. I was, having a real good time, and got good starts, and battling with these guys, it's awesome. We look up to these guys, and I get to watch them, racing the AMA, and I'm super excited just to be a fan and sit down and watch them, in a few weeks' time. But to get to bang bars with them, it was awesome.
Tremendous. What's the future hold for you, 2024 and so on?
Oh, I don't know, to be honest.
Really?
Look, I want to keep racing this stuff. I'd love to do some stuff in America, but we'll just wait and see what happens.
You brought it in Melbourne. That's great. We're very proud. Thank you very much. Can we open the floor to the media now? Just raise your hand. Let us know what publication you're from, and please ask your question.
nextillmonline.com. Firstly, for Ken, have we got an analytic on championships for Suzuki? It was the first in quite a while.
I have no clue.
I assume so.
It's
Larry
probably been a
Moore.
minute.
Well, I mean, RC was the last win, like race win before Ken, I'm pretty sure.
But would your world title?
Oh,
No,
Chad O'Brien?
Barsha won. I thought didn't he win, or was that on a Yamaha?
I'm not sure.
We're talking
Oh,
championships,
dude.
right?
Oh, championships? Dude, I don't know, dude. He said race
Chad,
win.
09.
Maybe Dunge.
Supercross.
No, Dunge
Oh.
10?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Never mind.
Oh, world title? Maybe Ramon. Like, it must have been MXGP, Ramon, or just, no, I don't think Dassault, but maybe Steve Ramon or something like that. It's been a minute, that's for sure.
For sure. And Joey Savatgy, quickly for you as well. Just talk about the importance of the program with Rick Ware Racing. While in America, your career at the time, struggling to find teams, getting let down by teams as well. How important was that thing for you in a place like World Supercross for somewhere for you to go?
Yeah, I mean, it gave me a home. Like Max said, we were teammates in 22, I think, maybe. The team was going down a hole that I don't think we wanted to be a part of. And I had a knee injury, and, Cowie had a feeling opportunity for me. And I felt like I did the best I could with the amount of time that I had. And, this kind of opened up a place for me to stay with a bike that I was relatively familiar with. And we've had some good success here. I mean, obviously not in the end of it, not what we wanted by any means. But again, it's not like I'm not getting beat by no-name people, So I was glad that the deal came together, and I'm thankful for Rick and the whole team. Like you said, it gave me a home, and I was kind of searching for something, and
Trent Moto Limited. Luke, for you, last year we had an Australian on the box in the world stage, and it seems like it's your opportunity this time round. As you said, you watch these guys week in, week out, but to be amongst it, did it feel natural? Did you feel like, hey, I'm supposed to be here now? And I guess at home you had the whole crowd, which in that first one, I don't know if you could hear them, but they were cheering pretty hard when you and Nate were out front.
Yeah, look, definitely at Birmingham, not at all. I felt way out of place. Like, we don't really get to ride Supercross that much, so I felt like I was really a fish out of water. Abu Dhabi, probably the same. But then this weekend definitely just felt like I was pretty natural and just started riding like myself. That was the main thing. And just the boys are fast, like they're really good. So it's just cool to be in the mix with them. But yeah, I'm just excited to be here. It's really, really cool.
And Matt, I got one for you. Winning it after the second main, what was the emotion like in trying to reset and go, well, I've still got one more? How did you get in the headspace to even line up for that final one in that period that you had to sit out in the pit area and just kind of think about it?
Well, it was weird because after the first main, my team guy said, you've won it. And I was like, huh? I was like, what happened to Shane? Because I saw Blows was off the track.
Yeah.
And then like, no, Shane DNF'd. And I was like, and I couldn't figure out where Despres was, or I had no idea. And I was just like, I said to my mechanic, right, let's focus on one thing at a time. Let's go and execute this next one. And then after the second one, of course, it was fantastic. But Australia Supercross taught me a lot, because last year the final round was in Wagga Wagga, right? And we had a 2-motor format, and I won the championship in the first main. Second main, it was getting dark and dusty, and honestly, I didn't even want to ride. Like, I was riding around in fourth, and I was like, I rode terrible. So mentally this year, I said to myself, right, no matter what happens, I said to my mechanic, no matter what happens, in between the motos, we stick to the plan. Because I want that bonus money of the night as well. I want to, the standard story goes, I want to tip your reeve up and empty him out. The championship bonus is all right, but I wanted the night bonus too. So got some toys to buy for my little guy. So got to make this month trip away from my family worth it. I mean, Millie's back there, and she's like, man, we've been through all the hard times, and she couldn't come out here, and obviously I've got an 18-month-old baby. So the one thing that makes it a little bit easier is I keep winning the races that I'm doing. So that's handy.
Alex, we'll make this the final one if we can.
Yeah, Alex Gobert, motoronline.com. For Ken, was it important for you to kind of following Abu Dhabi and then Paris as well with some difficult races? Was it important for you to kind of reset and get this type of result tonight? And obviously the World Championship was the end result, but it was just a good night in general for you. So how important was that to set things up for next year?
For sure. I think my riding was just, back up to par, I would say. And then no matter what, like I said, it was a little bit unique, because yesterday in a couple of practices and even today in the practices, I had a really hard time focusing on just doing laps and kind of figuring out where to go faster, just because we had a couple of little bike issues, that I had to figure out, and I have to get a feel for it. But at the same time, you can't let that completely ruin everything, because even when I had a problem in the, I think it was qualifying, or maybe it was free practice, but I just kept riding and doing laps, because I'm like, hey, if this is what I have to deal with and we have to go into racing, then I at least have to feel comfortable with it. So I guess I just tried to work with what I had. So it's just always a learning experience, right? I've always almost been a pro for 15 years, but yet when these situations come, you also got to try and deal with that, and you're always learning. So yes, I'm on board, because Abu Dhabi didn't quite go as I wanted to, even though I won the last main. Paris wasn't that great for me, and just coming back, and I felt like my riding was on par, and I felt pretty strong out there, and I didn't win the last one, but all in all, it was just good to kind of at least finish it on a high note and go back and get some rest. And overall, my body and everything, I'm in a pretty good spot, and yeah, I could just focus on what's to come in 2024.
So to our youngsters that have been able to watch the press conference, we hope you've enjoyed that with some of the stars of the game. To Luke and Shane, thank you. Joey, Dean, the same. Congratulations to our 2023 FIM World Supercross champions, Max Anstie and Ken Roczen, respectively. Thank you all.